I've acquired my first app. It's only 4 months old, does about $800 in monthly recurring revenue, gets about 3,000 to 4,000 downloads per month, has a high number of ratings for only being 4 months old, and ranks pretty well in ASO.
Before you scroll to the next funny cat video because it says only $800 per month and you think you can't buy your next Lamborghini with this, then listen up. This is completely passive income. That means there is no action, no activity required to make this money. And it is recurring, which means it is same as your monthly salary minus the boss. So stay tuned and keep learning. But come on, we are not good guys. We are not gonna watch all 30 minutes long video. I'll be using my Teachable app. Get the transcript of the video real fast and put it on my handy dandy custom GPT to go through the video on my behalf, analyze it, learn it, and explain it to me in 5th graders reading level. Also, make tables, break it down, make it super easy so I can teach you as well. This way I become a guru even if I'm not a guru. Then I'm gonna copy this code, put it right here, click this button, and in a matter of seconds, look at this. All the important 5 clips required to understand and learn this method are all here. Let's go learn it for free. This method is called Crash.
But it's not the type of app I expected to buy and add to my portfolio. So in this video, we'll talk about why I chose this app, how much I paid for it, kinda, how the acquisition process went, what my goals and expectations are for this acquisition, how I plan to grow it, and what I learned for future acquisitions. Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. So I acquired an AI roast generator app. It's an AI wrapper where you upload an image of yourself or a friend, select how intense you want the roast to be, send it off to an AI model, and it returns a handful of jokes about the image.
Guys, I planned for a pretty long video packed with value, education, and real case studies, exactly the steps that we take and we teach our students to make real money. And you, my friend, haven't liked the video yet. May I ask why? Come on, give me some inspiration. Like this video, share with your friends and family, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Switch on the notification bell button because this is just the beginning. We upload a new training every single day and you want to get notified by YouTube. And the only way to do that is to subscribe to our channel and make sure you ask your friends and family to subscribe as well. And in this way, you also help us get 10,000 subscribers in next 90 days. So go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. Let's go.
It's a fun little app. Give it a download, check it out, maybe leave a 5-star review. The link is in the description. And I mean, it's not a crazy complex app. There's tons of these apps on the App Store. And like I said, it's not something I'm really interested in or excited to work on. I've said I want my portfolio to be just a handful of apps, like 5 or 6 apps that I'm super interested in the problem they're solving and I can work on long term. That was my goal.
All right. Doesn't sound like very exciting, but it started from curiosity.
Context, I put out this tweet in this video a couple months ago saying that I had a $100K budget to acquire 2 or 3 apps. Nothing came of it a couple months ago, had a few different talks, but nothing ever materialized. And then I retweeted this tweet just a couple weeks ago, and then the seller of this app contacted me via email. So that's how I found this app, that's how we got here. So like I said, this app isn't something I thought I would go for, so why did I spend the money to acquire it? Well, when I initially got the email, I dismissed it right away. Like I was like, I don't want an AI roast app. That's silly. I don't want that. But one metric in the email caught my eye. It had like 380 something ratings with a 4.8 average. And I had seen these AI wrapper type apps before. A lot of times they get roasted in the reviews for being scammy or too expensive, all this stuff. So this app, for only being 4 months old, had almost 400 ratings and a 4.8 average. So I was like, okay, that piqued my interest a little bit, enough to ask for more metrics from the seller. So then I saw, okay, 4,000 downloads per month. I can work with that. So the interest level's like slowly creeping up. And I checked, there wasn't a crazy spike in downloads. So it didn't go viral on TikTok one day and it's unsustainable. Pretty steady. Then I checked out its ASO and where it ranks for some decently popular keywords. That was pretty good. So I was like, all right, these downloads, this revenue, it seems legit. Then I actually downloaded the app and played with it, and it was actually decently designed. It wasn't just slop thrown together real quickly. You can tell it wasn't vibe coded. So it was like every...
Wow, we learned a lot from this, which is basically research. And when you do research, rating can play a big role. For example, this product on Warrior Plus has 4.43 out of 5 rating. The account overall rating is 4.3. That's amazing. So this instantly adds credibility and trust among my visitors. Now, you might be asking, what is this? This is a 99% done for you program where 9 to 5 hours beginners and business owners join, they learn digital marketing business and we build their business 99% done for you. With 1% contribution, they earn $500, $900, $700 commissions. Yes, again, it's digital marketing business, AI powered, semi-automated, 99% done for you, and busy beginners, 9 to 5ers, and business owner can earn this much money. By the way, clear disclaimer, this is not typical. The results may vary based on your effort, our support, and we will support you 100% all the time. Now, if you want to know more about this program, go to moshbari.com or click the link in the description or click the link in the bio and watch the full training. In the training, you will learn about how we run our digital marketing business with AI and automation and how we help these people, I mean, busy beginners, 9 to 5ers, and business owners just like yourself earn this kind of commission. Go ahead, watch the free training. Nobody should be able to stop you from watching a free training. And at the end of the training, if you still have questions, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions. See you in the training. So you should do your due diligence before signing up to anything. And at the same time, when you build your business or your product, remember, people will look at rating. People will do their research and use due diligence, and you should pass that test with pride.
The little step I took, the interest level slowly went up a little bit. Like I said, I started at an immediate dismissal. Then I was like, oh, the ratings are interesting. Let me ask for a little more. Oh, that's interesting. So my interest level went from no way in hell to, let me at least take a look, to, maybe. And then finally I got to the point after seeing all this where I was like, okay, it's not what I'm interested in, but if it's a great deal, I'll do it. So that's what I did. I made my offer, which was decently lower than the asking price, and I was honest with the seller. I said, this is not the type of app I'm looking for. I'm actually not that interested in working on it, but you have really good numbers and that piqued my interest. So if the price is right, I'm willing to buy. I was open and upfront. Now, on the surface, that can also sound like a negotiation tactic, but it was the genuine truth. Like I said, I'm not interested in an AI roast app. And even though my offer was decently lower than the asking price, we were able to make it work for a couple reasons. The seller had this listed on Acquire, which I didn't even know about. Again, the seller responded to my tweet via email. So by not doing the deal through Acquire, that saved the seller, who was working with another buyer via Acquire, a considerable amount of seller fees. So that made coming down on the asking price a little more manageable. And then I was also ready to buy like right away and could pay cash.
What do we learn from this? Act with an offer.
The seller accepted the offer and we began the transfer process. Now, aside from the impressive metrics and the good price, there was two other major reasons why I acquired this app. The first is that I wanted experience with an AI wrapper app. Now, of course, I use AI every day, ChatGPT Pro, Codex, all that stuff. However, I've never built anything with it. Now, it's not like I built this app, but now that I own the app, I am building in it. It's using my OpenAPI developer key I'm working with and seeing the OpenAI backend. So getting experience building something with AI as a developer and not just a user of AI was another big reason. And then the last reason was just getting experience going through the process of an acquisition. And this was a relatively small deal. So this was perfect to kind of get my feet wet, go through the process for the first time, see where the gotchas are and where the potential headaches are, get that out of the way on a small deal. So when it comes time to do the bigger deals, I'll have done this before, I'll be more comfortable. So yeah, metrics were good, price was right, I got experience with an AI wrapper, and I got experience doing the transfer process. That made this deal a no-brainer for me, even though it's not the type of app I was looking for.
So when everything is right, just go get it, don't wait for it.
Wondering, how much did I pay for this app? Well, I'm not going to say exactly, but based on my research and the negotiations and conversations I've had looking to acquire other apps, what I've seen is that apps right now are going between 2 and 5 times annual recurring revenue. Now take that with a grain of salt.
Let's calculate first and think later. $800 per month times 12 times 3. $28,800 to $48,000. That is amazing for the creator, isn't it? 2x to 5x annual recurring revenue. Remember that.
Not an industry expert. That's just what I've been seeing lately talking to people. And obviously that multiple, that 2 to 5 times ARR, that depends drastically on the app, the genre. Is the app growing fast? Is the app plateauing? Is the app declining? Like there's so many factors that go into what makes up that multiple. But again, that's the range that I've been seeing. And like I said, I got a good price on it, so you don't have to be a rocket scientist to get a ballpark figure on what I paid for it. So how did the transfer process work? Because this is what I didn't know. This is what I wanted to get experience in, and I bet maybe you don't know either. So once we agreed on a price, the first thing I did was have ChatGPT write up a quick 1.5-page contract, outline the details of the deal, what we negotiated, how the deal was going to go, and then we both signed it. Now, quick note on that, I'm not saying that is legally binding. It was more so to get everything in writing very clear so we both understood it, because let's be honest, this was an international deal as well, so who knows how that goes legally, and the price wasn't enough to go to court to fight it, right? The legal fees would make that not worth it. So I am not saying this contract was legally binding. We had a lawyer do it. It was more so just to have it crystal clear in writing what we were going to do for the deal. And again, we were fine with that because it was a relatively small deal. So once that written contract was in place, we both signed it. I sent him a small fraction of the purchase price as a deposit. And then once he received that, just kind of proved the payment mechanics worked internationally.
That's super clear. Just keep things secured. You don't want to get into trouble.
They transferred the app on App Store Connect. They transferred the GitHub repo to my account. They transferred the Revenue Cap project to my account, the website, the backend, all the other accounts like Firebase and all that stuff was all transferred to me. Once everything was 100% in my possession, we tested everything, it worked. The app was using my OpenAI API key. Then I made the final payment and the transaction was complete.
That's interesting. So the seller transferred the app completely under his name in his accounts. But there is a question, should a seller do it? And if they do it, when and why they should consider doing this kind of stuff?
Done. And that whole process took about 2 days. Now, of course, my situation is a little unique because I'm known in the iOS dev community. The seller had watched my videos for a long time, knew me a bit. Because I know you're probably thinking, wow, the seller just transferred all the stuff based on a small deposit. How do they know you weren't going to screw them? And
well, it's, I think, more about trust. Let's see what he has to say.
like I said, there was just trust built up. And I was honest with the seller too. I had this conversation. I was like, hey, this is a relatively small amount of money. The hit to my whatever brand I have, whatever good name I have in the community, whatever you want to say to that, the hit that would take by screwing someone out of an app is nowhere near worth the amount.
Absolutely not. No. So yeah, it happens. Even the bad things happen. If you are the seller, you should do your due diligence. Remember that. Because I have seen many good cases and many bad cases from both sides, from seller sides and from buyer sides. So always do your due diligence.
Of money that this was. Because remember, I make my living selling courses, videos, and all that stuff. My goodwill with the community and reputation and brand, whatever, that is very valuable to me. That is basically how I make my living. So I wouldn't do anything to tarnish that. So like I said,
this is an important thing we learned. Build a reputation so good that the reputation sells for you.
Situation, having the seller trust me to send all that stuff based on a small deposit is probably unique to me a little bit. If you were going to acquire an app or sell an app, you would definitely want to use an escrow service. And in fact, the only reason I was cool doing the deal this way was because it was relatively small. On a much bigger deal, even with that trust, goodwill, all that stuff, I would still use an escrow service.
So if you don't know about escrow, do a little research. It's basically a middleman where the payer makes the payment and deposit here. It can be half amount, full amount, whatever, but it is safe because the seller first does the job and they claim the funds. And when the payer is completely happy, ready to pay, they just approve the payment and the money goes straight to the seller. This way, both parties are safe. The seller knows the money is already here, waiting for them to grab it when the payer approves. And the payer knows the seller cannot do a bad thing because the money is safe in the escrow account. I hope that makes sense.
Did a great job at was compartmentalizing all the accounts in the app's name. So for example, the Firebase account, all the backend website accounts, all that stuff was in the Roast app email, right? It wasn't his personal email that he had to peel off and separate and all that stuff. Everything about the app, it was almost like he knew he was going to sell it, was compartmentalized, nice and neat into this one little package. So the vast majority of what he had to do was give me control of that email account, and I basically had everything. So that made it a lot.
When you make something that's working, that's making you money, it's already past MVP stage, then brand it fully. Put it under one brand. So whenever you're ready to flip, you can simply transfer the accounts, transfer the files, and the new owner takes over. There is no personal email, no personal number, no personal stuff attached. That creates a confusion for both parties.
Easier. So if you ever think you're going to sell an app and you're building one, I would make sure you compartmentalize all those accounts into its own separate thing. Makes it a lot easier to transfer. Now let's talk about my goals and expectations for this acquisition. Because before you buy something strategically, you have to be like, all right, what value can I add to it? What can I do to grow it? Can I grow it so that this is a profitable transaction? Right? If the answer is no to any of that, you don't buy it. So obviously I felt the answer was yes. So let's talk about what the expectations are.
Yeah, that makes sense. Think about it. If you're earning $800 a month, then in 12 months, you're earning $9,600. You don't want to wait 3 years to 5 years to earn your investment back because you don't know the future. It's going to happen to the market. So you want to fast forward. You want to add something to it so you can earn money faster. You can increase that 800 to probably 1,600 or if possible, $2,400 per month. That's a good number. In this case, you can get your ROI in just 1 year.
On what I felt made it worth it to do the deal. A big factor on why I did this deal was that I calculated that if I grow the app even just a little bit, I can probably return the initial investment in about a year or so. And then after I return the initial investment, well, now I own the income generating asset free and clear. Like I've made my money back, I've at least broke even. So it felt like a very low risk acquisition to me. Now about that growth, like I said, the app is currently doing about 800 monthly recurring revenue. And I've heard of other apps in this space doing 10 times that. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to
there is a big fat but, yes.
come in and 10x the monthly recurring revenue. But knowing that, it's like, okay, can I 2x it, 3x it? Like, can I get this to 2,000 MRR? 3,000 MRR?
Definitely possible. Why?
That seems pretty reasonable because the original seller did zero marketing. It got to 800 MRR, just pure ASO. So there's been no Apple search ads. There's been no TikTok marketing. There's been no anything done. So growing the MRR 2x, 3x by throwing some marketing dollars behind it, I think is pretty reasonable. And that's really all my expectation is for this first acquisition. Just grow it a little bit, return the investment, and I got experience again with the AI wrapper. I got experience going through the transfer process. So even if all I do is break even, like the app just dies after I break even, and I got all this experience, it was well worth it. So my expectations are pretty low, right? I don't think I'm gonna light the world on fire with this app, but again, it was a great first acquisition to just get experience with the whole process. And then once I get it to break even, well, now I have optionality. I can just let the asset keep generating income each month.
Or he can sell it, or he can do whatever he wants. But my friend, we learned the CRASH system where H stands for hustle and grow. Did you love it? Let me know. If you like this video, gently hit the like button. If you dislike this video, then share with your friends and family. Because whether you liked it or not, it could be helpful to your friends and family and your social media contact. And if you think we are doing our best to try and explain to you how you can change your life, and you want to watch the next video, then make sure you subscribe to our channel and switch on the notification bell button. And make sure you ask your friends and family and social media contacts to subscribe to our channel, switch on the notification bell button as well. This way, you will help us get 10,000 subscribers in next 3 months. To learn more money techniques, watch these videos, and we will see you on the next one.